Welcome to the It's in Queens podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Simmons, and this is the only podcast that focuses on Queens. This podcast comes to you each week thanks to the Queens Economic Development Corporation and the Queens Tourism Council. They work tirelessly to showcase our borough as a destination filled with great experiences, amazing cultural gems, and truly original opportunities for everyone who lives here, works here, or is visiting from near or far. And when you visit, you really discover that Queens is a culinary paradise. It's a place where you can travel the world one meal at a time without ever leaving the borough. From classic neighborhood institutions to exciting new spots, this borough offers an incredible range of flavors that reflect the many communities that call this borough home. In Astoria, you can find everything from Greek staples to modern twists on familiar favorites. In my neighborhood of Jackson Heights and Elmhurst, the food scene stretches across South Asian, Latin American, East Asian, and other global cuisines that make every block feel like a different destination. And in Flushing, you'll find one of the most vibrant dining scenes in the city, while neighborhoods like Richmond Hill, Corona, Woodside, they even add more depth and character and flavor to the borough's food story. So this is why an event like Queens Taste is such a perfect fit for this borough. Queens Taste 2026 takes place on May 12th at Sound River Studios in Long Island City. And it brings together more than 50 restaurants, food makers, breweries, confectioners for an evening of unlimited sips and samples. It is a celebration of the borough's unmatched food culture, and it supports QEDC's business programs and neighborhood initiatives. And one of the participating establishments is London Lennie's, the longtime Queens seafood restaurant that has been family-owned and operated since 1959. So let's bring on this week's guest, Jonathan Cannaux of London Lennie's. Jonathan Cannaux, welcome to the It's in Queens podcast.
Thank you very much.
So London Lennie's has been a neighborhood favorite for decades. Talk a little about its history. I'd love for our listeners to know more about it.
Yeah, that's correct. London Lennie's has been a part of the Queens dining scene for generations, and it built its reputation on serving high quality seafood with warm hospitality and, more importantly, with consistency. And those are two things that never go out of styles. So a lot of families have celebrated their birthdays, their anniversaries, graduation, communions, even wedding parties, and so many other things over the years. All those families celebrated at London Lennie's. Some people even met. Like I had somebody yesterday telling me and my husband, we met here, and now we have been married for over 40 years. So they built their own families, after like sharing meals at London Lennie's. It's pretty incredible. And for me, that kind of loyalty, it does not happen by accident. It comes from trust, traditions, and we always make people feel at home. So my role now is to respect that history while getting into the future.
And you've had, an interesting career. Talk a little about your career and then what led you to pursue this next career in the hospitality industry.
All right. So for the hospitality, for me, it's about creating experiences and memories. So I'm from this neighborhood as well. And I didn't grow up here, but since I moved to Queens, I've been in this neighborhood. And I have other businesses in the neighborhood. So I'm very involved in this neighborhood. So when I was told that London Lennie's was for sale, and then I started to hear that some people wanted to buy London Lennie's, to knock it down and build condos instead, I was like, well, this is not going to happen, because if we do that, we are destroying the entire culture of this neighborhood, the entire history. This is a landmark. Like I said, people build a family there almost. So I really, as a part of the community, I wanted to save it. And when I talked to the previous owner, to Les Barnes, I told him right away that my mission was to honor and to keep going the legacy that him and his father built.
Let's elaborate on that a little more. Talk a little more about your inspiration. What inspired you?
So I come from a French culture. I'm from the Côte d'Ivoire region. So for me, food and hospitality are deeply rooted in my life. And I grew up inspired by by great French, philosophy of hospitality, especially with icons like Paul Bocuse. He's from where I'm from. So for me, hospitality and culinary is really a part of who I am, of my culture.
And talk a little about London Lenny's and its philosophy, especially when it comes to seafood.
Yeah. So when it comes to seafood, our philosophy, it's very simple. It's quality, freshness, and respect for the ingredients. Great seafood doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It just needs to be sourced well, handled properly, and prepared with skill. What we want is every dish to feel, flavorful and consistent. Consistency is very, very important. It can be a classic or a modern special. It doesn't matter. We have to let the product, the seafood, shine, because seafood, by it, especially the product that we're getting, there are some of our product are being caught, in the Mediterranean Sea, and 2 days later it's in your plate. If it's more local, it can be cut, it can be cut the day right before, and the next day it's in your plate. So this is our philosophy. The way we look for products, we have we are very selective on the freshness and the quality.
So, I know when I go to area restaurants, I always have my, dishes that I always will go for. And I'm curious if many of your guests have personal go-to dishes. What are a few of the favorites? What makes them stand out?
So the first one that comes in my mind is the classic fish and chips. So I know fish and chips is not nowadays the dish that make people dream, but let me tell you about our fish and chips. When uh when Mr. Barnes started, London Lenny's, he was having his fish shop, and he was just selling fish, raw fish. And he started then to make that fish and chips, to fried fish and sell it to customers. And this is how everything started. And because of that, this fish and chips remains a classic. And of course we make it more modern now. We make the fish and chips up to date, but this is one of our classic. And on top of that, we have our oysters selection. Every day we have new oysters. We have different oysters coming based on weather, based if there was a storm or not. So we have to change where the oysters are coming from. So that's why we have new oysters coming every day. And we're very famous also for our live king crabs.
And London Lenny's really has a loyal following. I'm curious, maybe it's the oysters, but why do you think people keep coming back again and again, generation after generation?
It's community. We're very involved in the community. We are everywhere when it comes to helping the neighborhoods, when it comes to any type of charities, or anywhere we can help the neighborhood or local even businesses or people, we there. So that's number one. And then number two, people know when they come to London is they're going to be welcomed, they're going to be taken care of, they are going to always have a good time. People come here, they came here as children, and then they bring their own children. So it's a generational following. And yeah, I don't think it's going to stop, because now we're going to keep that going.
And I love living in Queens because of the one of the reasons is the diversity of food, just from all cultures. And I'm really curious how the borough's food culture influences your menu and the restaurant experience.
That's for sure. Queens is definitely one of the most exciting food communities in the world, because it's so diverse. So we are surrounded by different cultures, flavors, and traditions. And this is what inspiring, to stay curious and open-minded. We don't even identify our cuisine as either Asian or American or Italian. We don't have that etiquette of like identity. We just try to match the culture, the neighborhood, our customers, and to really offer diversity that match the Queen's vibe.
And I'm glad to have you on because I'd love to be able to also highlight the annual event Queen's Taste. I mean, it showcases the borough's culinary talent. I'm curious why London Lenny's participates and what you want anyone who's going to plan to attend know about that know what you're going to be serving.
Absolutely. So Queen's Taste events like Queen's Taste, they are very important, because that's what makes Queen special. And as representing London Lenny's at such events, we're very proud of that. It's we want to continue to evolve and to showcase what we offer, the newness of our product. So we want to bring this year our freshest oysters. We want to have a very nice, beautiful iced stand with our freshest oysters, and we're going to have nice conversation. And we're really looking forward to be there this year.
So I also, would be remiss if I didn't ask what else is on the horizon because looking ahead, what's next for London Lenny's? Any new plans or menu updates, community projects you're excited about?
Oh yeah. So, but right now we're entering into an exciting new chapter for London Lennies. Uh, I took over London Lennies 5 months ago in December, and I am planning on an entire remodeling of the restaurants from floor to ceiling. Including the dining room, bar, bathroom. So the vision is to create something upscale, chic, elegant, and modern, while still preserving the warmth and identity that people love about London Lennies. So
And I,
alongside that, we will continue, introducing exciting menu additions, elevating service, and of course, we're gonna strengthen the connection with the community. We want to be more and more involved, as much as we can. So the
well,
goal is not to change what people love, but it's to make it even better.
Queens is very involved, so connecting with communities is so important. I'm sure you have discovered that. Before I let you go, Jonathan, where should our listeners go if they want to learn more to check out the menu and also to make reservations?
Absolutely, but they can see us online on our official website, but more importantly, they can follow us on social media. We are very present on Instagram, especially Facebook as well, and TikTok. We try to now make some content on TikTok, but mostly Instagram. It's a very good showcase of what we do.
Well, very glad to have you on. Looking forward to meeting you in person at Queen's Taste. We'll definitely be there. And just a reminder, London Lennie's is in Rego Park, and the address is 6388 Woodhaven Boulevard. After more than 2 decades, the QEDC is excited to bring this annual fundraiser, Queen's Taste, to the Long Island City waterfront for the first time ever. This event is on May 12th. It takes place at Sound River Studios, I want to repeat that, at 440 44th Drive next to Annabelle Basin. Sound River Studios also is a wheelchair accessible gallery style venue with high ceilings and white walls and large windows and skylights. It's going to be an amazing experience. So if you're planning to attend, come hungry and come serious. Come curious as well, because this is the type of event that reminds you just how much culinary talent lives in Queens. It's also a great invitation to keep exploring after the event, to step into a neighborhood you might not know as well, try a dish you've never ordered before, and discover a new favorite restaurant along the way. Now, if you're looking for something else to do this month or next, we always have you covered here on the It's in Queens podcast, because that's where Rob Mackay comes in. He's with the QEDC and the Queens Tourism Council, and each and every week he highlights some of the more exciting events happening in Queens. Here's this week's report.
So, Jeff, I have a unique one this week. The Soapbox Derby Race and Family Festival is on May 9th at 9:30 a.m. Starting at 9:30 a.m., the races will be going on all day. It's all going to take place in the vicinity of the Forest Park Band Shell, and of course, it's free. Now, there are more than a dozen public schools who are participating in this derby, and the kids have made them, and now they'll race them. It'll be a fun sort of outdoor event with all kinds of other live entertainment, games, arts. Of course, there's going to be face painting and STEM activities. So it might be kind of fun. I mean, when was the last time you attended a live soapbox derby in New York City? But since this might not be for everybody, let me add one more big one, and that is that Ravi Coltrane will perform at Queens College's Left Rack Center on the same day, May 9th at 8 p.m. Yes, Ravi Coltrane is the son of the legendary saxophonist John Coltrane, but he also shines in his own light. He's a Grammy-nominated saxophonist and band leader, and he puts on a great show for those of us who love jazz. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Rob. That is just a sample of all that's happening in our borough, where there's always something new to see, to enjoy, and of course, to taste. From dumplings and dosas to tacos, noodles, seafood, pastries, and so much more, this borough keeps rewarding anyone willing to explore a little further and eat a little more adventurously. Now remember, the place to go to discover everything that's on the horizon is very, very easy to remember. It's at the It's in Queens website, and that website address is itsinqueens.com. And if you're interested in more business-related news, how to help your business, maybe to start a restaurant, make a point to visit the Queens Economic Development Corporation's website at queensny.org. And when you're there, sign up for their newsletter. Or when you go to Queen's Taste, snap some photos as well, because it's so important for you to do if you would like to become our photo of the week. When you visit any place in Queens, take a photo, share it with us, make sure to tag us on Instagram or on X, which used to be known as Twitter, and use the It's in Queens hashtag, because again, your photo could become our photo of the week. I know that I'm going to be doing this when I visit Queen's Taste, and I hope I'll see you there. I'm your host, Jeff Simmons, and that's it for this week's It's in Queens podcast.